This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Gareth A Davies out here in Quebec, Canada. Gareth, good to see you. Happy New Year. How was your New Year's? How was your Christmas?
It's January the 11th, yeah. I mean, it is the first time I've seen you this year, so a very happy New Year. Christmas was good. I was out in Riyadh with you till the 24th. You came back on the 24th. I think I came back on the 25th. But bonne nuit, good night. I mean, good night as in bonne nuit, bonsoir. We are in Quebec City, where they speak French like this in English. It's great to be here. I'm very well, Andy. How are you?
Very good, thank you. I feel like at the beginning when I said Happy New Year, you was about to say maybe it's a little bit too late into the year to be saying that. Because I was having,
My Christmas tree's, oh yeah.
So I was having this discussion.
Christmas tree, it's barely shed, whatever you call it, a spine or whatever on the fir tree. So I'm like, while it's healthy and still going, if it ain't broke, don't fucking chuck it in the paddock. Do you know what I mean?
Gareth, we're here in Quebec City due to a big fight in the light heavyweight division on Saturday night after Beterbiev and Callum Smith. As we've drawn ever closer, as we get to see them weigh in tomorrow, what's been your thoughts heading closer towards Saturday night? Two big punchers, two heavy-handed men.
Well, neither of them are talkers, first of all. So they were they're great gentleman fighters, aren't they? When we were there feet away from them today when they faced off. They had nothing negative to say about each other. They both know that the best versions of themselves win. Beterbiev is an absolute beast. 19 fights, 19 knockouts. Callum Smith is an enormous light heavyweight. He was a super enormous super middleweight. So you've got to give him a very good chance. But as I say, Beterbiev, 19 wins, 19 knockouts. 39 on the 21st of January. He defies the odds, but it's an amazing fight to start the year, if we can call it starting the year. Absolutely amazing fight, the very elite level. There aren't many of us out here from the UK. It's an absolute privilege to be at events like this, because you'll look back, you're a young man, you'll look back if Smith wins on Saturday night, just a couple of days away now, as one of the great victories of a Brit abroad. The same as us, many of us felt when Tyson Fury beat Klitschko, when Kell Brook beat Sean Porter, when Lloyd Hunnigan beat Donald Curry. I wasn't that was 1985 as a 20-year-old then. This will be an amazing victory because Beterbiev is considered a Canadian. He's a Canadian citizen, so he can win, but I think it's a very, very tough task on Saturday night.
For whoever does come out on top, Gareth, is it one which will end within the distance? You cannot see a way where it goes into those maybe deep rounds or goes the full 12?
It's one of those fights, and I'm going to be completely transparent, as I have been in the build-up to the fight. It's almost like a 60-40 for Beterbiev. I think I do see him as the favourite. I could see a stoppage for Beterbiev around 7-10. I could see a stoppage for Callum early if that left hook comes into play. I could see it going to points and being a fucking war where they've both gone down and got up. I don't think it's, sometimes, we're in the sport, we're inside the sport, and you can pick a winner. And you can pick the manner of the victory. As I say, I lean towards Beterbiev between round 7 and 10. But it could go any way at all. They are both... You've never seen Callum really hurt. You've never seen him down. He took masses of punishment from Canelo, went 12 rounds. Beterbiev has never been 12 rounds. I don't know, I just think we're in for a special fight on Saturday night. And when two guys, as I say, don't talk, but all their talking's done in the ring with their fists and their footwork, I don't know, it's chill, it's cold. We've got ice hockey in the background. They love their ice hockey here. There's snow piled up everywhere. There's a chill about Quebec City. But the two most chilled men in the city are Beterbiev and Smith. I really do think we're in for a classic.
just before Christmas, when we was out in Saudi, Gareth, we saw Dmitry Bivol defend his WBA title, and he's come out since and he's spoken about having a deal agreed to face Artur Beterbiev, but not Callum Smith. I want to get your thoughts on that and how much of a distraction that may be for Beterbiev, even though he may not have had talks with those representatives out in Saudi yet.
Yeah, I mean, we're always talking about the semi-finals before the final in boxing, and this is almost like the semi-final, even though there's 3 belts here and Bivol holds one of them. I was asked a really tricky question earlier. Before the fight on Saturday night, who do you think is the #1 light heavyweight in the world? We're talking about the 3, 1, 2 and 3 in my view. I think Smith beats everyone else. I can't wait to see Dan Aziz and Joshua Buatsi on February the 3rd. Anthony Yard is a player. Craig Richards is a player. Young Ben Whittaker's on the way up. And I said I'm going to go for Bivol as the #1. I mean, only because these two have got a fight on Saturday night, but it could be Beterbiev. We may find out on Saturday night, in the manner of the victory, who really is the #1 in the world. I'll tell you what I was struck by today. I've just been looking at the video of the two guys together at the weigh-in. Not the weigh-in, at the press conference. Smith is so much taller than Beterbiev, almost like 6 or 7 inches taller, isn't he? Did you notice that today? It's enormous. So the reach is huge. The Bivol thing that you mentioned is very much a Saudi Arabian interjection, isn't it? They want that big fight over there next year. And if Callum wins on Saturday night, I think it'll be Callum against Bivol. I mean, it has to be. He'll hold the 3 belts. I don't believe there's a rematch clause. I don't even know if any of us has asked the question. I don't think there is. Yeah, of course it did. You're right. Eddie told me he lost that purse bid by $6,000. $6,000. I know. He's kind of kicking himself that he had to come from the Caribbean through London to Quebec City via Montreal. I know I travelled with him. But he's got a great relationship with Frank Warren and Queensbury and Bivol at the moment, hence. So I think we see the winner of this fight will fight Bivol. There's so much on the line. I don't know what the general kind of diaspora of views is out on the prism of social media at the moment, but I've noticed people very split on it. Who are you going for?
I am allowed to say, but I try to keep a sense of impartiality. It all comes down to how much, in my opinion, the inactivity, it'll affect both. Obviously, Callum hasn't fought for something like 17 months, but at Beterbiev, it is. But then at Beterbiev's age, he hasn't fought since the Yard fight. He's obviously had his jaw injury, which was very serious as well. It's a disease, yeah. And if it is down to timing, if Beterbiev shows more signs of slowing, I slightly, ever so slightly edge towards Callum. But if we did see Artur Beterbiev take Callum apart and stop him, it would not surprise me in any way, shape or form.
Listen, let me be totally transparent. I would love Callum to win on Saturday night, but I never pick based on being a Brit. Callum's a wonderful human being. The family are amazing. Years ago, I did a story. There's a documentary being made about the Smith brothers. And years ago, I did a Telegraph interview with Margaret Smith. I think it's Margaret. Yeah, Margaret, their mum, who gets in the car, turns the radio off. Do you know this? Margaret, whenever the 4, Stephen, Paul, Callum, Liam. Paul, Stephen, Liam, Callum in that order. And obviously Callum's the only one boxing now. And
currently, obviously Liam, unless you've heard differently.
No, sorry, Liam is still boxing. March he wants to be out, that's right. But I mean, Liam could walk away now as well. I mean, they give their mum terrors. And big Mr. Smith's here as well, who I love. And he's a ledge. Beautiful family. And Liam was upset with me once, you know, he terrified me. And he's the most terrifying. No, in fact, Dad is the most terrifying. Because if he got you in an arm crush, you're not going to get out, are you? Their mum gave me an interview once. It was absolutely beautiful. And when she told me that whenever any of the 4 of them boxed, she got in the car. She used to sit in the house and get under the duvet turn the TV and the radio off, because she is so nervous about them boxing. She feels ill. It started when Paul was in the Commonwealth Games and he knocked out a Canadian kid, and she ran to the toilet and was sick because she felt for the mother of the Canadian kid he'd knocked out. Since then, Margaret's been avoiding radio and television when they fight because she cannot bear the idea of watching them fight. She's even pulled up to the traffic lights in her car and seen the fight in the pub before and had to turn away. Do you know about this? No, she and it's like she's washing 5 bits of kit a day as well because Dad and the 4 boys. They're an amazing family. They've done amazing things. You think 3 of the 4 of them have fought the number 1 in the world. Liam and Callum have fought Canelo. Paul fought Andre Ward. Stephen was, if you recall, I think he was a Commonwealth Games gold medalist. What the hell is in the water in their house? So, listen, long story short, or very long story coming to an end, I really wish Callum well. If he does it, it's an amazing story. He's only lost once in 30 fights to Canelo. Oh my God, where's the shame in that? But if he pulls it off, it'll be incredible. I'd love him to win, but I just feel that Beterbiev is very, very dangerous, even dangerous when hurt. So I'm picking on who I think will win, not who I want to win.
Gareth, earlier on we obviously mentioned the influence of Saudi Arabia boxing. They're bringing another big heavyweight show to their shores on March, well, yet to be confirmed, but March 8th, the touted date. Just your thoughts, Anthony Joshua, Ngannou.
I can't believe you haven't asked me about the big one before that.
Well, that one's obviously already been announced, so we're coming on to that shortly, but Joshua-Ngannou, the most recently announced fight.
Brilliant. Ngannou became a player on October the 28th, was it? By his performance against Tyson Fury. It's a really dangerous fight for Joshua with a lot of jeopardy in it. Because if he's not aggressive, rumbustious, tenacious, and doesn't command the fight, it's a very tough 10 rounds against Ngannou. I think Joshua does it. Can he knock Ngannou out, or is he going to have to go the distance? We don't know. It's an amazing fight. I hope you know this, that I always said, do not call Fury and Ngannou an exhibition. It was always going to be dangerous for 10 minutes, Ngannou, and he did it in the 8th minute. And he believed in himself. He's got a great team. Eric, Dewey, John Mabomba, maybe Mike Tyson will be in his corner again. It's a brilliant fight. Probably the 2 heaviest, if you discount Wilder, the 2 of the 3 heaviest punchers in the world. So I'm really looking forward to it. We hear that Deontay Wilder and Zhili Zhang may be on the undercard. I don't think that's signed yet, but it may be. Dangerous fight for Wilder again, but really looking forward to it. Roll on February and March.
Certainly, indeed. And coming on to that February show, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, both men with question marks now heading into that fight. Some people kind of picking apart Alexander's performance against Daniel Dubois. Some people picking apart Tyson's performance against Francis Ngannou. Is this a matter of 2 fighters slightly on the decline, or 2 fighters which maybe underperformed in their most recent fights, or is that harsh?
Yeah, you're very, very harsh, Mr. Purewal. Very, very harsh. Are you Andy or Andrew?
Andeep.
Andeep. Oh, what a beautiful name. Andeep. I think if we always judge people on their last performance, there's nothing wrong with that, look at Anthony Joshua and what he did against Otto Wallin. I just think it's going to be a really cagey affair between Fury and Usyk. Physical chess, not a lot of punches landed. Both know their way around the ring. They know about fight management. There'll be question marks. Is Fury getting old? What did the Wilder fights take out of him? Look at what he didn't look like against Francis Ngannou. He's over there already in training, 6 weeks in Saudi Arabia. Usyk's an extraordinary character. Fury's incredible. Both have incredible narrative arcs in their lives. I just think it's going to be a cagey affair with not much landed, and I reckon we're in for a controversial draw.
Would it be controversial if it was close?
No, I mean, I think it'll be controversial because you'll get the people who like Usyk going with Usyk. Look, 97% of people don't sit there watching it on TV with pen and paper, scoring round by round. And scoring round by round is a very weird process. As you probably score when you're sitting at home, don't you? Someone can win on the eye test, but they don't often win on the card. So I just think it's going to be tight, controversial, and I think it'll take till the second fight to define who is the undisputed champion of the world. But we don't know. One could get knocked out, the other could get knocked out. It's heavyweight boxing. I lean slightly towards Fury. Again, not based on who I want to win, but who I think will win. Can't wait for it. February, March. I mean, roll on Saturday night, first of all. Who would win in a snowball fight between me and you? Now, be honest.
I wouldn't fancy your chances, Gareth.
My chances. Can you play cricket or not? Were you quick? Were you quick or not? Are you spin or seam? But, what, both sides? Can you seam it in and out? More in than out. So if I go like that, I avoid you. But if I bring my away swinger, it just goes...
I've just given it away there, that I've just told you about more in than out. So.
Yeah, I know, but so it's just clip through mid-wicket, bang.
I wasn't expecting to talk about cricket in his interview.
I love cricket, man. I love cricket. I love it. Imran Khan's one of my great heroes in cricket. Anyway, no, I would beat you in a snowball fight.
We've got plenty of time yet, Gareth, and the snow's piling up outside. So
it does feel... You asked me about Christmas and New Year. When you come here and there's like 5 foot of snow when you arrive, it does make you feel like Christmas again. I mean, look at the decor.
You've got a Christmas tree still up behind you as well.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Cheers.
Gareth, just 2 more fights on the horizon. I'll get your thoughts on next week in Liverpool. Natasha Jonas and Michaela Mayer. Terrific female fight. Your thoughts?
Jonas all day long. Speed, power, southpaw. She'll create angles. I think she'll give Michaela real problems. 10-2s, yeah? 6 rounds to 4.
Final one. February 3rd, you briefly touched on it earlier. Buatsi-Azeez, finally, hopefully. Your take?
Really looking forward to it. I hope we're there live for TalkSport. Love to do the ringside interviews and the commentary. God. So hard to write Dan Azeez off, but my instinct says Joshua Buatsi, because I think Azeez will get the best out of him. I've got so much time for Buatsi. This could be the fight that starts to elevate him towards elite level. I hope so.
Gareth, it's a pleasure as always. I know you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for speaking to me. I'll see you as this week progresses.
The pleasure is mine.